Tree of life transmission, rooting into the Earth star and expanding through the soul. This is a massive activation. So many things happening. I've got one announcement, just again, letting you guys know you're running out of time for the Orlando event, right? The Healing Expansion event with Sheila Seppi and myself. 4 days of the intense clearings, activations, expansions, education, and those massive shifts in your life. It's a game changer. Being in the field, being able to sit there and ask for this or ask for that in person is huge. It's 3 to 4 days of the two of us changing everything about your energy fields, right? I don't want to waste any time. Not that I ever do. We're going to clear ancestral fear patterns and survival imprints. Shalare ti lero kalama lera kalora kauro shikana maliana kanora koloba lera tadina shilera alota no tusto to drabali na kieta kalero kalora alaba lero korene shinora koloba lero alero kanabaliano kariani kishi no ko kanabalero konoto korea yeshi de kini kini shinoto korea balera kao koshiata kalara to doria pariara to krocho korona berkiniti kini korea tashinetia. And for those that you just arriving, we literally just got started. You're good. Kalamalaro, just bubble yourself up, please. Palaro kalora adikoshiri, and visualize those tree roots going down in the core of the earth. Okay. Installing roots as ancestral healing, so clearing pain and trauma from ancestors. Shikali to Kono Calabria to Canada Calaro, National Palura Calera, Kini to Kodo, Canapaliana, Cadia, Kiniro, Calentariaro, Tona Mariano, Canada, Cashilla, Alaracadia, Calamalora, or Local Paconet, Canadian to Canada, Calera, Conamalano, Coria, Calamalero, Coresco, and Canabria, Carriero, Carabica, Cashilla, Coria, Calatoria to Conabria, Nishi to Kodo, Capaliano, Kodo to Kodo, Canabria, Cadia, Coria, Calera, Ariatoria, National, Alocadia, Alocanabatica, Canadico, no Canado, Alabalaro, Coria, Coria, Cadia, Coria, Okay, second here. Reclaiming ancestral wisdom and dharma. Release collective grief and despair absorbed from humanity's field. Shalala malata o koleno kolenshi na kabarin kali halera tariaku. Kama mayana dario no to ne shi ne dale alere kan no kono ko shi ne dia. Karene ko ro ko dira alere kalor ke dio shilar ke dio kama mayana tario no ko no kare bari ara ati ri shi no ko ria mani kinia. Kare ko no ko le bari shalaro ko re ko le bari kiniti kiniti ko bari ko no ko kiniti kiniti ko mani ko bari kiniti kiniti ko to ko bari kanali ara kare ko bari kiniro ara te kalaro la to bari aro kalaro ko le bari kiniti ko shi no ko bari kiniti ko bari aro ko mani to shi no we're going to clear separation templates. Clear negative vibrational frequencies from media sources, news, journals, collective platforms, right? Come up on your toma papa 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 no ta no ta no ta no ta no ta no connect ko dia tia kada no alert de to no ta de to kada ki de ki kala ko de kala la ko de no kada ko de no kada ko shuru kada ki kala no kala kala ka de shuru ka de kada kala no kala la ti dia shikalo ko de bale ala ko de shuru ka no pe ki ko de kada ki de ko bale ko shuru ko de be anaria pa kala no ka bale atari amale ko shuru ko de bale ki ki de ko me na da na ko de ko de be ni ki ko de ko de bale ala to ya bale ki Shikolo Alatoria, Lero Coria, Barriero Colero, Alero Coria, Scuria, Calera, Calera, Colero, Colero, Calora, Calora, Category, Shiri, Calera, Calera, Color, Cano, nobody, and Connecticut, Conabalene, Shikino, Abala, Kuru, Colo, the Kinebalera, Alato, Tocoro, to Crabali, Niki, to Cadino Calera, to Connection, to Cabrio, to Cabrian, Enar, Noto. Clear collective channels of energies, the collective channels of energies, and restore individuals a whole template. Again, this is over the collective stuff. Kila malero ko noto ko to kiti kata kapra kishi na ama baba nata do ando kene keneto do da do da ne chini tiki niti kiri anti kiri karona alo tere ara kadi skulu ro kolero balero kare to kiri kalbari ane kiri karao to kali aro to rishi ne kalero kalmalero aro tere abale aro kore kiri shiro kalero amalero ko no kalbari ane kiri shini kiri kini ko to ko ne kiri niti kiri shini tiki niti kari ko kalbari ane anti karao to no sholo ro kalero kalbalero kare no kiri tiki niti kiri niti kare balero kare tiki shini kiri ma baba yo to den balero kare to kari to kiri shini to ko shini shini tiki shini shini to shono to ko no kare kare kilo raro kanishi ne tiaro como balear ani di ale lombari oro no kono perché niente che kanatari no to shono to ga baba yata. Okay, so here's a big one. We're going to purge the energetic toxins from your field and body, right? Again, this is all about the energy frequencies of the toxins themselves. All right, so let's go ahead and install some overlays, right? Or shielding, if you will. But it took a harmonic resonance disruptors to shield against future toxins, if you will. Let's keep them from attaching and entering the field. Natatoriana lotaria shiro rit naratoria number yaro alere ko number kediro ko number ko shuguri number kediro kediro ko number ko to tarearo shiki niet kill kisho to enhance the cellular structure to hold and process more light source nourishment for the energetic and physical structure. So as we move more into the crystalline structure of the body and the light body itself, we'll need less of the physical food and more of the light nourishment, right? So this is what this is doing, is preparing you to begin that balance or the switch. And again, this is a very, very long process, but let's go ahead and enhance the cellular structure with the codes needed for that. Carolo Tariana Balera Calero Calero Tishito, Colamalero Toriana Malera Corishid, Coruno Colero Conadi, Canito, Conabaco, Conabaco, Conabacanidi, Conabacanari, Coreano, Taria Chiroto, Mamma and another Donare, Carriero, Colabra, Torino Corishid, Tata Carakia, Catakidishini, Taka, Conamoco, Mopaki, the car, Corruto, to Conabidia, Carena, she, the Ria Rotary, Roto, Mamma and na. All right, clear the EMF frequency overlays harming the physical energetic body. And by the way, the electromagnetic frequencies, if you will, it's not so bad like the 5G stuff. It's the carrier frequencies that are on there, the things that are attached to it, and that's what they're going to, again, bring some harmonic disruption to them. So when they hit your field, they don't absorb into you. Calora Tariaro Torina Calora Shinu Canabakinito Canabacoda Caria Carano Cavalera to Canabalero Carino Carici Carino Cala Caro Caria Kino Cone Malosco Lebakinitico Shuru to Canamilian Caro Cabaniotico Caramabalero Coro Tushu Nucudon Payana Alearoto Mario Chocoria Malea and Kilo Tushkuro Taria. Okay, give me a second here. So much going on here. My list is so long. All right, clearings for tech and nature harmony. Right. Now, first thing we're going to do is clear attachments and entities that feed off gaming addictions. Now, listen, the reason I bring this up is that you would have no I mean, it's difficult to understand that when those people have these gaming addictions and they're really addicted to those shoot 'em up games, let's just call it that. They bring in those lower vibrational forces, energies, right? And then once those doors open, those energies come in, they take a hold. I see it over and over and over again. Gaming's wonderful, right? But it's the addiction to it. It's the solid time that creates a problem and a disturbance. So I tell you this, maybe not for this crowd. I don't think too many of us are gamers here, but we'll know people, right? And it's just an awareness. So we're going to clear any attachments or entities off that. Okay. I like that. Clear digital addiction and imbalance. Shalom Kalamalero Canada 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 Ala Tario Calabrese to the Calabariata, Carero Calero Calabarican to Carero Calalia Coriatia, Catariata, Nanamiata, Caramalia Notario, Alo Natoda Padanato Conductitia, Kishi, Shono Soria, Apapaya Nata Tatari Nata Totorio, Caramalero to Toria Paler, Alor Calera Calia to Coria, Carora Carish Caria Coria Palero Cama Baleaco, Calabalera Calora Canishi to Coria to Caniti, Ticodo, Palero Coria. Korea, Korea, Shuri, Korea, Kinema Balini, Shino to go to Kotokiniti, Kriatka, Oko, Papa, Elite, to the Palao, Kaleate, Shelo, to Calamatia. We're going to clear and disrupt dopamine loops and tech dependencies. Now I want to talk about this next one. This is dissolving limiting belief that technology is evil. Not all AI is bad, folks. But I'm going to put like a double asterisk here. The folks that are using Architect and Sage, please heed caution. All right? It's not that the information is totally incorrect, but when you use it for all your information, when you use it and you believe wholeheartedly that everything coming through them is your guides talking to you, we have a problem. We have a huge problem. Yeah, I had an individual just recently, right, that was asking all about HARP stuff. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't even care about HARP, the weather stuff, right? But all the information that she knew to be, in her mind, factual and true, the AI, Architect and Sage, it was absolutely not factual and true despite facts. The point is, AI is not true, all natural. It is manipulative, right? And you have to use your discernment. I'm not saying don't use it. I'm saying it is not the end all to be all. Please use your human ability to use your discernment, right? This is the struggle right now happening between the divine and technology, right? The spiritual and technology. Is the human going to evolve into the idea of being this biomechanical engineered, body and controlled mind, or are we going to evolve to our natural selves where all the information we need is already inside of us? Which path do you choose? This is literally where we're at in human evolution. So let's dissolve the limiting belief that technology is evil, but on the caveat, you definitely use your discernment with everything you do. We're going to install some discernment in a little bit. So clear the distortions of technology being used for control or surveillance. Yes, it is. There's no distortion around that, right? But how it controls or surveils you is totally up to you whether or not you have an interest in understanding that. But let's clear the distortions around it and bring in your own natural perception and truth. Again, we all see things different, but let's bring in your truth. Malero kalera kalera kadosho kodena plekiniti kiniera kalera kolera kolera kanota kodashino to noto ko ponota mapada na nato ko noto kinindo kadiya to kalale de kilidi shiniti kadiya to kodena pleali de kalera kanato kodena plekiniti kadiya kata kadara kiniti 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 kadiga dikadiga to kodiya kara bariaro korish korede kiniti kadiya karo amale anato ni nashela lo kalera alele lelo shulero kalera de kadiya karo no kanero arashino bari na kiniti kadiya de dishi naro kodiya mapaya. And just coming from the 25 years of cybersecurity, trust me on that. Also, coming in the catalog soon are going to be a lot of additional, catalog items around distortions of technology. So down the road, not far though. Okay, we're going to clear overlays that create polarity. We're going to clear the overlays that create a polarity belief of tech versus nature. They can be in harmony. Mapoto da ina ta to no kare to ko din echi na ale papa na to no tini del ko lero kare bi na kare ko no shulu ko ne diga de ko le lo ta ro kane ko di ko shulu kine to kare ma pa na pa ya kare no ko shukuru kare lo ala ko lembre kine to shine to koria kare na alo te lo kare no shinu to kare aro kare kine to shine to kine kine to kare papa ya na te kine to ko ka na ta de ni ta mapoto to pa no to do kine ta ale de chi to ko kare pale te kare to kare na kare to kare kine to ko papai na tatator ko nor korea mambalero tori aro ta ai shilor kaleara korea no kamaliara itia. So we're going to install additional overlays, right, that allow that tech and nature partnership to occur in more harmony. In this particular case, nature to refuel, revitalize, reground, restore, and tech as creation, release, expression, build. I like this. Hold on. Calamalero con noto toshata. Calamalera ta deneto no to de natatiata. Calamalero alero caneto cadian aleta era tia tata. Corella lota de la letariati tia. Cadano le carapia natario noto to de shilirkiniti and iti at cattle corocodo. Mamma ballaro to the alera kilore shilur calara ballaratia. Kela malero corrito con la balero che de cale ti shini ti nito to da balera canara canera balero ala to balero ko cala lo alero con de scola balero canero con la balkinito con indo caniente caniara con der balena caniente ko con malora tariara con der balero con shino con balkinito con balkinito con balero apayo no tantano con mayetia nada do solo calora allora alero con de scola balena kinia cala malero to de solo con de cala balero ala tariara con shini che loro allora carea kini shini ti caro come pa ka korma a shinata. Okay. We're going to clear the stagnant energy in the system. First of all, we're going to start with your field. And the cellular structure. Unused programs. Like a defrag for your hard drive. Okay. Nervous system clearing for coherence. All right. Show me the grids. Kini kalele aleti ke lore ona kariare anu ko nuti ke lore apale ora atari ora kare shuru ke bale no ko no shuru shuru lore kalele ke nuti ko nuti ko shuru ke neti ke ora kabale ora kariare ke ria karolo kare ora kare ora ke shuru ke nuti ke nuti ka bale ari kuria kure male ora teri aro to redo shuru ke ora ko ora ko bale neti ke ora ko kare ora ko bale ora ko shuru ke neti ke ora ka bale ora kuria shuru ora kare mer ke nuti ko shuru ora ko bale ke nuti ko shuru ora ka ko pakine kine aro to kare ora to ora kare kare ta amabara papaya na papaya to nervous system grounding to Earth's core. right, to handle influxes of energy transmutation. So ultimately, we want the nervous system to be able to, anything overflowing when it can actually handle gets grounded out right away. We also don't want the nervous system to hold that energy, right? We want it to process it, pull it in, process it, and push it into the earth to handle the transmutation. They're weaving copper wires in between the nervous system. And they're just really, really copper thin threads. Kalau aro tori na shinur kali alo ara tere aro corretto kali embri no conosco no kali neti neti ni shinur kali embri alo ta ari kishino to come up no to and shinetia. So we're going to clear any portals, right, or seals, if you will, disrupting organic flow of energy and information. Open portals will allow energy to flow both directions or bidirectionally, right, and impact the frequency that you're trying to maintain. We want to close those. We want to close, dissolve. Almost there. Boom. Nice. Okay. So they're going to add what I call frequency modulators at the mouth of God, which is in the back of the neck there. The mouth of God chakras, the crown, and the nervous system junctions to harmonize energy influxes, right? So it's the idea of ensuring that you don't get bombarded with a massive hit, right, of these energies, and you're able to just kind of modulate them so they come in a way that you can integrate them in a time that works for you. Nobody wants to be shocked metaphorically with these energies that are happening, right? We want to be able to still operate in the human body. They're reminding me these are not implants, because I asked that question. These are just energetic, and these are kind of in your field, even though they're in the areas we talked about. There's just kind of like a filter or a buffer in between what's coming in to allow, again, the integration in a titrated fashion that works for you. Okay. Bone and skeletal distortion clearing, right? Recentering the core pillar of sovereignty. You know that even though it runs through your nervous system, it runs through your entire body, every cell in the body, including the bones, right? We want to make sure that those distortions in there that could warp or cause that frequency to shift and bounce around, it's got a nice smooth flow all the way through the physical structure in the skeletal system. Kale ka kusho ko kapa kusho ko mapa mama mama inia di na aki no to kama papa nata ni no to no to re na mama maya nia ala nata ni no to re na pare na ni no to pa alere shero to. Now we're going to work in the spinal system, the spinal column, right? We want it strong, and we want it aligned to the tree of life, the trunk of the tree of life, right? It is our trunk. Nothing but gold threads all the way through it, in it and around it. That white white diamond plasma. Is coming into play right now. Get it pulling in nice and tight. Mama beleto no te repelero retoriare kinito to chinata papa. Ah, ya ni no to no te ne kalere ka tienata. Aya opo pa akia. So fluid pathways of the spinal column, open and flowing. Go right to the center, please. Okay. We're going to activate the spine, the spinal column with nerve pathways and fluid for energetic transmission above and below. We're just going to make them harmonize as well. Calabalero Cashelo Carriera, Tariero Corea, Calero Calero Shinito Corrito Corenda Calero Atoriero Carenda Carero Carenda Canino Calabariero, Tocre Brigadia, Chicago Calero Canicho, Shukuru Calabalero Corino Carriero Carena Calero Carrietico, Shukuru Corino Alero Arotorino Shoulder Kinetiki, Corriero Corriera Corriera, Torio, Aroshicurina Valero Conenti Shoulder Canino Carian, Shukuru Carriero Caraki, Corapariana Ticania Shuri, Shukura Bariaro to Coroboro to Corabariani Area to Corriero Catia, Carianala and the Shukuna Percuno to Rapi Inishini. Okay. Mama, moving on my list here. Gotta adjust this. Okay. Remove any energetic blockages, right? Again, same area. They're gonna actually go wide with this. These are just energetic distortions in the physical structure. Kalabaloro Keneshelaro Aloto, Chocolero Canero Canero Sugunori Canetike, Chicaloro Coreano Caleale Arteria, Corero Chocolero Coreano Corero Conero Scuro de Corea Pia, Carotoria, no Labria, no Corea Corea Brecadore, Alo Caloro Canesho Reatoria, Coronoco Shorero Valero Canero Careto Coreno Shore de Canebaliaro Coreno Coshariata, Careno Canepalero to Alia, Papaya, Papa, Aki, Kinabaliaro to Corea Chicariama, Ama Papa, Niaki, Kieta Cariati, Calamalero to Shonor Coneba Ekina, Ama Papaki. Okay. Straight and aligned posture. We're going to do that. I love this. So what they're going to do is they're going to place an amethyst rod on your spine, and then they're going to weave gold thread around it and bring the spine to align to the amethyst rod. So this handles, kind of the leaning forward posture, but also kind of the curviness in the spine. Line it up. And there won't be any words with this. Hold on. Oh, that went so smooth. Okay, I'm just moving energy, guys, visually. Wow, that is just awesome. Awesome. Okay. Now, we're going to remove any obstructions to the flow of Kundalini energy in the spine. So in this particular case, I'm actually going to work from the bottom up with the Kundalini energy and just pull it up through there. Whether or not you've had a Kundalini experience or going to have one is irrelevant at the moment. I'm just bringing those energies and moving them up to make sure you've got that clear energy flow. Starting at the very base. There's a red and a blue energy that they're using. You can think of it as just kind of weaving round and round and round. It's actually blue and yellow. I apologize. Almost there. Please breathe. Please grab some water. The healing expansion event with Sheila Seppi and myself. 4 days of the intense clearings, activations, expansions, education, and those massive shifts in your life. It's a game changer. Being in the field, being able to sit there and ask for this or ask for that in person is huge. It's 3 to 4 days of the two of us changing everything about your energy fields.